Hello and welcome to the Ovani sound plugin tutorial. This plugin doesn't come with any music, it only comes with two things. First off, a component, right here, that will play music for you seamlessly, it'll loop it seamlessly, and it'll let you crossfade between different tracks to set up different intensities of the song. And it will do all of this via sound cues, and I've got a template sound cue right here that you will use in the plugin to set up your own songs. I'll import two different songs, each of which come from the Ovani sound pack that you can buy, and then I'll show you how to set it up and how you could possibly use it in game. So this right here is a folder containing a bunch of songs from the Ovani sound pack. You'll just drag and drop one folder in. I'm gonna get two, Fight 1 and Victory. It'll take a second to import. Alright, and now we have these two folders. We've got Fight 1 and Victory. We need to set these up with a sound cue based off the template so that we can play it using the component. So let's do that now. You'll want to duplicate the template a couple times. I'll name this one the Fight sound cue. And then this one will be the Victory sound cue. And then you'll want to double click on one to open it and start editing it. It'll give you this menu / window. You'll probably want to put it right here so that it's easier to see. And this is the template. You'll see that it has 5 different wave players, and each of these wave players are not set up with any wave asset or sound file. We've got a lowest intensity one, medium intensity, high intensity, and then 2 alternative loops. In the sound pack, these alternative loops will be the 30-second long loops and the 60-second long loops. And then for the low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity, that would be, intensity 1, 2, and main. So let's just select our sound files for each of these intensities and loops. We'll use the imported sounds. We can just search for them here. So lowest intensity would be Fight Intensity 1. Medium would be Fight Intensity 2. And then high would be Fight Intensity 3. Alright, and then these alternative loops, again, if you use our sound pack, will be the 30-second and the 60-second loops. And you can double check to see if you've got stuff set up correctly by pressing this play button, but it should only actually demo one of these. You'll probably want to demo all this in game, surely. You can save, and you can close out this sound cue asset. Now the Fight sound cue asset has been set up, and we should also do the same for our Victory music sound cue asset. Let's do that now. Alright, and now the Victory sound cue asset has been set up. Now we do need to actually use this component and put it somewhere in order to run the music. In fact, this demo comes with a little guy who can run around, and I'm going to insert the music into this actor real fast, just for this example. Alright, here is the blueprint for the third-person character. Yep, there they are. And all we need to do to add the music component to this is open up our content drawer and drag and drop it in. And now there it is, it's part of our player. Now let's add some functionality to it. I'm going to do something real quick and simple. I'm just going to go down here and add in debug keys, so that when I press a button on my keyboard, it will trigger something so we can see the component in action. In order to use the component, it should appear down here in the variables drop down. You can drag and drop it in, get, and then you'll drag and drop this node out of it and go down to call function. And now you've got a bunch of functions you can use. I really recommend just using these three in the middle: play looping song, set intensity 0 to 1, and skip songs. Let's use play looping song. Now this node will make the environmental music component play a song in a loop. And we are able to select the song by just clicking on the drop down, and you'll see it's the sound cues that you have set up earlier. So let's make it play the fight song cue. Alright. You do need to specify the length of the music you had for the fight sound cue, or whatever sound cue you're using, along with the reverb tail. The reverb tail is how long the music loops over itself at the very end, so that it will loop seamlessly. It makes it so that you can't tell when it loops. It's very good in that nature. So first, we'll want to find that clip length. I'm going to cheat and use the easy way of checking out the actual music file. Looks like that's 96 minutes long. Not minutes, seconds. 96 seconds long. And the reverb tail, as denoted by the folder it's in, is 5 seconds, well, 5.334 seconds. So I'll just type that in. Alright, and now I'll attach this, and when I press 1 on my keyboard, it will start playing this song and it will loop perfectly. Now there are more options at the bottom. These will let you manipulate it a little bit more. If you use clip alt selection, 0 means it's going to play the music that you specified with the intensities, the low, medium, and high intensity music. 1 means it'll be the 30-second loop, or the first alternate loop. And 2 means it'll be the second alternate loop, or the 60-second loop. I'll leave this as 0 so I can demo intensities. So currently, if I press 1, it will play our fight song. Now let's demo changing the intensity. I'm going to get another debug key in here. I'll make it 2 instead. And I'll go and get out another function. Set intensity 0 to 1. 0 means lowest intensity, 1 means highest intensity. It's simple in that way. And we have two options. We've got the intensity we want to go to, and then how long it'll take to get there, the blend time. So when I press 2, I'd like it to go to highest intensity over the course of 5 seconds. Alright, and let me just make it so we can also go back real fast. So we'll go to 0 intensity over the course of 5 seconds, this time if we press 3. This looks simple enough, let's test it out. We'll compile, and then press play. Alright, no music will play until I start the music by pressing 1, and then after that I'll press 2 to make the music go up to the highest intensity over the course of 5 seconds. After a bit I'll press 3 again, it'll go back down, and let's test that out. Alright, I'm now going to press 2 to go to the high intensity. Now we've got a lot more brass, a lot more percussion. I can press 3, and it will go back down to low intensity. Now you can set the time it takes to get from one point to another to 0 to make it instant, and then you could have it maybe run off of how intense your game is right now. Whatever you'd like, you can control it and set up whatever system you want. Now let's say you want to go from one song to another. That's pretty easy. Let me just demo this real fast. Move this down. I'll set it up so that when I press 4, it'll go to the victory music. It's just one more function as part of the environment music component. And it is still play looping song. We'll set it to be the victory song. And we'll set up the length. I, for one, know that the victory song is 96 seconds long, and the reverb tail is 6 seconds long. And we can toggle on play now / clear queue. This will skip all other songs. If you leave this off, it will wait for one song to end before it plays this one. It's got a queue system. Additionally, with this on, we can now set the play now fade time, how long it will fade between fight cue to victory, between this to that. I'll set that as 5 seconds again. So when I press 4, it's going to smoothly fade from our fight song to our victory song over the course of 5 seconds. Let's test that out. Alright, there's one more feature I'd like to demonstrate. The component manages a queue of music it's going to play and all the data for that music, and every time you use the play looping song node, it's going to add a song to that queue if it can't immediately play it. Now, if I were to press 4 right now, when I start the game, it would start playing the victory sound song. And then if I were to press 1, it would start, well, it wouldn't immediately start playing the fight sound song. It would put it at the end of the queue, because I don't have clear queue on. If we wanted to skip through the queue and play a song immediately, we could use the skip songs node that comes with it, with the component. Down here with call function, you can click on skip songs. And now I'll set it up so that when I press 5, it will skip one song. You can also have a transition time between the songs. Again, since I am boring, I'm going to press 5 and set that as the transition time. So when I start the game, I'm going to press 4, it'll start playing the victory music. Then I'm going to press 1, and it will cue the fight sound music. I could either wait for the victory music to end, and then the fight sound music would start, or I could press 5 to skip the victory music, which I'm going to do. Let's test that out. Alright, I've pressed 1, so now it's going to eventually play that fight music. And I'm going to press 5 to press skip, so that it will skip to that fight music. And it's got a fade time of 5 seconds. So that's about everything in terms of functionality. You should be able to work with this to set up whatever kind of transitioning or intensity system or just general sound or game music you'd like. Have fun!